Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Henry Bingaman, and I'm going to call this a non-episode of Getting Out of the Machine. I am currently in Knoxville, Tennessee at a mastermind put on by the incomparable Kevin Rogers and Rachel Mazza. This is about building and selling digital products, which is, something I'm working on. As you know, I had Rachel on the podcast a few weeks ago to talk about our work together, turning this whole venture I'm doing into a functional business. And a lot of you who are newer to the world of copywriting may not know Kevin yet, but you'll be hearing a lot more from me about him over the next few weeks. I've known Kevin for over a decade now. When we first met, he had been a copywriter for a few more years than me, and he was killing it as a ClickBank copywriter. He was doing some of the biggest launches on that platform. Kev's got an interesting backstory. He was a stand-up comedian traveling all over the country before he discovered copywriting and turned it into this super lucrative career. These days, Kevin runs Copy Chief, which is a copywriter community with trainings, a job board, a killer forum where copywriters talk about all their challenges and wins. I've actually been a member of Copy Chief since the very early days, and he's been running it for 8 years. So I've done a couple trainings inside of Copy Chief that I don't think I've done anywhere else, except maybe for the writers I personally mentor. But anyway, this isn't an ad for Copy Chief. I'm just at a Copy Chief event. I'm just saying it's been a long time since I hung out in person with him, like 4 years, I think, and it's been kind of awesome reconnecting. So here's the deal with this non-episode. It is currently Thursday morning. I have to be downstairs for the meeting in less than an hour. And I had recorded a 30-minute rant-style episode on, I guess you'd call it the fundamentals of building a freedom-oriented community. Like what's the bare minimum you need to be useful in that community, and then how to attract people to it. It's a topic I believe really strongly in. It's something I'm still figuring out for myself, but I think it's extremely important. So this morning, I got up to re-listen to the episode, touch up the audio if it needed it, and then get ready to post it tomorrow morning, Friday morning, like normal. The problem is, as I was listening to it, I realized it wasn't very good. There were parts where I didn't make the point I was trying to make. There were other parts that were just bad. The tangents didn't make sense. But the biggest thing was, as I was listening back, I realized I made some points that just weren't correct. It wasn't just that I said it right, it's that I said the wrong thing. So I'm not going to post that. Now, if this were 5 or 6 years ago, I would probably stay up as late as it took tonight to re-record the episode, fix those things to the best of my ability, and I'd try to leave you with the impression that everything went off without a hitch. And then, of course, because I stayed up all night, I'd be more or less useless, and I'd only be half paying attention for the rest of Friday's sessions. But I'm finally starting to live with my own fallibility. That's not even exactly it. I've always been aware of my own fallibility, but I've worked very, very hard to leave other people with the impression that at least in my work, I'm as close to infallible as you can get. Now, obviously, nobody's ever really got that impression of me, but my ego's always demanded that I try to present myself as perfect, especially in a business world. The funny thing is, people have related to me better when I kind of reveal my flaws and talk about how things go wrong. So, this very short episode is a replacement for the one I screwed up. Now, I know a lot of people listening to this are entrepreneurs, copywriters, or they're thinking about how they can do something in that space, kind of to gain more financial freedom in their life. Because, as I've talked about a lot, financial freedom in today's world opens the doors to freedom from a lot of the ways the machine is trying to manipulate and control us. And one of the struggles I've seen a lot of folks trying to walk down this path struggle with is imposter syndrome. We don't think we're worth betting on. We think, I'm a screw-up. I'm not worthy of being rich or running a successful business. It's too easy to compare ourselves to some idealized version of other people. And of course we're not going to measure up. That's the fake version that people are presenting. It's the Instagram version, right? So here's, I guess, what I'm trying to say in this episode. It's okay to screw up. It's okay to be off your game sometimes. Life is a long game. Business is a long game. And as we all know, the fight for liberty is a very, very long game. So sometimes you have to retreat, rethink what you're doing, and move forward again when you're ready. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to cut this off here, and I'm going to go spend some time learning from very smart people and hanging with friends that I haven't seen in a long time. Then I'm going to kind of regather, and next week I'll be back with an interview with Chris Orzechowski, and Chris has turned email copywriting into a very, very profitable art, and I'm really excited to talk to him. He has a great program out, and he's just been killing it over the last few years. Oh, one last thing. I think I'm going to turn the last episode of every month into a Q&A, Ask Me Anything type episode. So if you have any questions, you can email them to me at henry@henrybingaman.com. And if you actually want to appear in the episode, you can record a short video and email it there as well. So let's just try to keep those videos to under a minute so I can fit in a few of them in the episode. All right, guys, that's what I got this week. Thanks for bearing with me, and I'll see you next week.